Welcome back to Next Bike World, the channel where we dive deep into the machines that keep the thrill of two wheels alive. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 2025 Honda XR150L, a bike that has built a reputation as one of the most practical, rugged, and dependable dual-sport motorcycles in its class. The XR150L has always been about balancing daily usability with off-road toughness, balancing affordability with reliability, and balancing simplicity with just the right amount of modern upgrades. And in 2025, Honda has refined that formula to make the XR150L more appealing than ever, especially for riders who want a bike that does it all without breaking the bank. So let's jump in and break down what makes the new XR150L a machine worth talking about. At first glance, the design of the 2025 XR150L stays true to its rugged DNA. It carries the same dual-sport stance that instantly reminds you it's built for more than just city streets. The high-mounted front fender, long travel suspension, and spoked wheels immediately scream adventure-ready. But Honda has updated the bike with sharper graphics, sleeker body panels, and a cleaner finish to give it a more modern look. It still has that tough and functional feel, but now with a fresher style that will appeal to younger riders or anyone who doesn't want their bike to look dated. Sitting on the XR150L, you immediately notice its approachable ergonomics. The seat height sits at around 32.4 inches, which might sound a bit tall for beginners, but thanks to the narrow seat design and slim bodywork, even shorter riders will find it manageable. The upright handlebars give a commanding riding position, perfect for navigating through traffic in the city or standing up while riding on rough trails. It's not intimidating at all, and that's one of the strongest points of this bike. It feels friendly and accessible, no matter your experience level. Under the tank, Honda has kept the tried and tested 149cc air-cooled, single-cylinder, 4-stroke engine. This engine isn't about speed or raw performance, it's about reliability, fuel efficiency, and ease of maintenance. With around 12 horsepower and 12.5 Nm of torque, the XR150L is not a rocket, but it has enough grunt to handle city commuting, light touring, and weekend off-road adventures. The 5-speed gearbox is smooth and user-friendly, making gear changes effortless. For riders who are just getting into motorcycles or those who simply want a no-nonsense machine, this engine is the definition of dependable. One of the standout strengths of the XR150L is its versatility. This is the kind of bike you can ride to work every day, then take into the countryside on the weekend to explore dirt roads, trails, or even small mountains. Its dual-sport tires provide good grip on both tarmac and gravel, and with the ground clearance of 243 mm, you won't have to worry about scraping the underside when tackling rough terrain. The front suspension is a telescopic fork with 180 mm of travel, while the rear gets a monoshock with 150 mm of travel, which together soak up bumps with ease. This suspension setup isn't aggressive like you'd find on hardcore off-road bikes, but it strikes that perfect middle ground, comfortable enough for daily use, tough enough for adventure. Braking is handled by a front disc and a rear drum, which is typical in this class. The front disc provides solid stopping power, while the rear drum keeps costs and maintenance simple. For 2025, Honda has refined the brake feel slightly, giving riders better control in both on-road and off-road conditions. And while the XR150L doesn't come with advanced electronics like ABS or traction control, that simplicity is exactly what makes it appealing to many riders. It's a pure machine, less to go wrong, less to maintain, and less to worry about when you're miles away from the city. Fuel efficiency has always been one of the XR150L's strongest points, and in 2025 it's no different. With its modest engine and lightweight build, you can expect fuel consumption to hover around 45 to 50 km per liter, depending on your riding style. Combined with a 12-liter fuel tank, this gives you a practical range of over 500 km on a single tank of gas. For commuters and adventurers alike, that's a huge advantage. Less time at fuel stations, more time riding. Now let's talk about the little details that make the 2025 XR150L shine. The instrument cluster is a no-nonsense analog setup with a speedometer, odometer, trip meter, and fuel gauge. It might not have the digital flash of newer bikes, but it's easy to read, reliable, and fits the rugged character of the bike. The seat is designed for comfort over longer rides, with enough padding to keep you going for hours. Passenger grab rails come standard, so carrying a pillion is no problem, and the rear rack gives you a practical option for strapping on luggage, bags, or even groceries. These details highlight the XR150L's dual personality, useful for everyday errands, yet tough enough for adventure on the road. The 2025 XR150L feels smooth and light. At just around 129 kilograms curb weight, it's easy to maneuver in tight spaces, weave through traffic, and handle off-road trails without feeling heavy. The engine delivers steady torque, so even in low gears it has enough pull to climb steep paths or carry extra weight. Of course, it's not the bike meant for high-speed highway cruising once you go past 90 kilometers per hour. You'll notice it's happier staying in its comfort zone. But that's the trade-off, it's designed for efficiency, not speed. And for many riders, that's exactly what they need. So, how much will the 2025 Honda XR150L set you back? Pricing varies slightly depending on the region, but you can expect it to be in the ballpark of $2,900 to $3,200. In many markets, that makes it one of the most affordable dual-sport motorcycles you can buy new. Factor in Honda's legendary reliability, widespread service network, and inexpensive parts, and you've got the bike that delivers incredible value for money. What really makes the XR150L special, though, is its purpose. It's not here to compete with big adventure bikes or high-performance machines. Instead, it offers an unbeatable balance of practicality, durability, and versatility. For students, commuters, farmers, or weekend explorers, this bike simply makes sense. It's the motorcycle that can take you to work Monday through Friday, then carry you into the wilderness on Saturday without breaking a sweat. The 2025 model may not be radically different from the previous version, but that's part of its charm. Honda didn't need to reinvent the XR150L, because it was already doing its job so well. Instead, they refined the design, kept the performance consistent, and made sure it stayed true to its roots. For anyone looking for a bike that's affordable, reliable, and versatile, the XR150L remains one of the best options out there. So, to wrap it up, the 2025 Honda XR150L is the kind of bike that doesn't try to impress with flashy numbers or unnecessary technology. Instead, it wins you over with simplicity, ruggedness, and a promise that it'll just keep going, no matter where you take it. If you're in the market for a machine that can handle both the grind of city life and the freedom of weekend adventures, the XR150L deserves a serious look. Thanks for watching Next Bike World. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2025 Honda XR150L, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more reviews, and let us know in the comments would you pick this bike as your daily and weekend ride. Until next time, keep the wheels turning and ride safe.